I feel like usually the guy has to take the initiative. So then, like, when the girl's like, "Oh yeah, like, why don't we go out again?" I'm like, "Oh God, what's wrong with her?"
Right, yeah, it's a judgment thing. Like, if their judgment is so poor that they want to go out with you again, then there's probably something going on.
Was that a blanket you or a me specifically you?
I think it was more so directed at you, but it does also apply to me.
It is concerning. Like the girl I went out with recently, she was a doctor. I was like, "Are you really smart?" I can't
Oh,
tell.
she's a doctor, so she's really downgrading herself being with you.
That's what I thought. I was like, "Huh?"
Is she aware of the fact that you're just like a boring paper pushing risk management analyst?
That's pretty good. I didn't know that you knew my job that well.
Wait, that's
I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but like it's not. It's
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 probably
the
closer than most people get.
yeah, it's the parallelogram of the square that I am.
Okay, okay, so I'm in the
You're in this.
vicinity.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're just not. It's not 100% specific. So I'd say you're doing pretty well.
I'm impressed with myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did you tell her about the anime YouTube channel?
I did mention it because she's like, "Why are you so tired?" I was like, "I was up editing a video at 6 in the morning because I have a small YouTube with my friend," and she asked no
uh,
additional questions.
so she did not subscribe.
I didn't even ask. I'm a bonehead.
I mean, I don't even think my wife is subscribed. So there you go.
No, I think she is. I think she's one of our first 7 subscribers when it was like 3 of me, 1 of you, your mom, and maybe your wife.
That's beautiful.
Welcome to S Class, the highest tier in podcasting. With me today is Ostania's most renowned assassin. They call him the Piranha Plant. It's Robert.
Do I get to be? Does that mean you get to be from Westalis?
Yeah,
Westalis?
that's correct. I am your host, the sneakiest spy in Westeros. They call me Afternoon Nap. It's Justin.
You nap no matter what time of day, so I don't know if that nickname is apt.
I'm trying to stick with the theme of Operation Strix.
I got you.
Okay.
Should we just start talking about Spy Family at this point? I mean, it's clear what theme you're going for here.
Well, you know what? I wanted to get straight into it, Rob, and I wanted to give you like a choose your own adventure kind of scenario. So I have 2 options. There's a positive option and a negative option, and I have a question for each of them.
Let's go negative. I love negativity. I thrive on
Okay.
negativity.
So the question for the negative path is what would it take for One Piece to stop being one of the greatest manga of all time?
Uh, I would say another month of Wano.
No, I'm saying legit. It's been so terrible lately. It's just been dragging and dragging and dragging. And I was legitimately thinking in my head, like One Piece, one of the greatest manga of all time. For most people, the GOAT. If you're talking strictly sales numbers, is not even a question. But you know how Naruto was one of the greatest of all time at one point, and then the last third just kind of like tarnished its name.
Yeah,
At what
I don't.
point do we pull One Piece from the conversation?
I don't think Wano is on the same level as the war arc in Naruto, where I think a lot of people agree that the war arc in Naruto kind of takes away from Naruto. People love Wano for some reason. I absolutely hate Wano, but
I,
people do enjoy Wano. I think we're in the minority on this, although it seems like almost everyone is 100% ready for it to be over and is kind of sick of this.
you posted something in our group chat. This was the most relatable panel. This is hell. It was like the little lantern.
Yeah,
Or
when
what?
the citizens of Wano were sending out the lanterns of what they wished for, and it was I wish for this hell to
I
end.
was like, why is nothing's happening? It's unbelievable.
I think the latest chapter, which would be I think 1048, was the most the closest you can get to filler in a manga. Absolutely nothing happened other than us getting information we already had.
I don't think there was a single panel of value add.
No, no, just Orochi dying for I think the eighth time, and that's not hyperbole. This is the eighth time, so he should
No,
actually be dead.
you're kidding.
But it had zero weight.
I forgot that samurai was still alive.
Well, yeah, I don't think we've seen him in a year.
That's crazy. So, any feelings you'd like to add to this conversation around One Piece besides the
I
fact that we're
think,
both butthurt?
honest to God, if Wano continues through even the summer, I think that will detract from One Piece as a whole. That
Okay.
this is getting dragged on that long.
Because I'm just saying, like, I think I'm in the minority, but if you do part 2 One Piece post Paradise War, I'd say only like 20% of that's any good.
I was actually thinking about that this morning on my way to work because I hate my life and I need to think about, anime and manga on my way to work instead. And I realized there's really nothing Other than like me trying to convince myself that I loved Whole Cake Island, nothing about post time skip that I really love.
I really actually enjoyed the beginning of Whole Cake Island. Like, I thought that was one of the best arcs in One Piece until it also started to drag.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's enough negativity for now. We can close that book for now.
Oh yeah, I do not want to talk about One Piece anymore
Okay, then let's go
this
down
month.
the positive route. And this was my second question. And that was, is it possible that Spy X Family is the best series of this year for our personal anime of the year, despite having already consumed it the year prior?
I think it's very likely it will be in our top three at the very least.
It was number 3 last year, and I was gonna put a tax on it because it's not like we're consuming new content, but I think in just these 5 episodes, it's brought us so much joy, and last podcast we talked, we're like, "Oh, yeah, it was good, it was really solid," and now it's just like, we're in love again.
It's a fantastic adaptation. I love this adaptation. It's so just fun. And I've been watching it with my wife. She loves it too.
Oh,
And
yeah?
like she's all about like Anya. She finds Yor hilarious with how stupid she is. And like with Lloyd, she's like, this guy's daddy. I understand why like
She
he's
said this
he's
guy is daddy, or did you say this guy is daddy?
she phrased it a little differently, but essentially she said Lloyd is daddy. And I can't argue with that. I agree. He's probably husbando of the year.
They've, like, turned his charisma up, like, he's so much sexier in the anime than he is in the manga, and he's already a sexy motherfucker in the manga.
I think it's because they nailed the scenes where he's kind of like tsundere and blushing, and when he's like
Yeah,
caught off guard, it's just the voice actor for him is phenomenal. All of them
all
really,
of
but
them.
like Lloyd especially is really bringing out the character.
Yeah, I'd say the other weekend when we were holding hands and eating Chinese food while watching episode 4 was the highlight of one of my weekends lately,
It really was fantastic. I had so much fun.
except for the hand holding part. Everything besides that.
I did get a little sweaty. I apologize for that.
And I also told you that we needed to watch episode 5 before we talked today because you said something in a text that is exactly how I was feeling. I was like, I don't even remember most of this happening.
No, yeah, I completely forgot about. I was probably only like a chapter, but if that.
I remember there was a castle. I remember like the general idea, but I don't remember like them getting a helicopter and like him fighting Yor and like all these parts that was just like, oh my god, I love this so much.
And they made it so fun. Like that's the big thing with it is we can have discussions and arguments over the state of One Piece and like what's wrong, how have the last 10 years been, but ultimately when you consume something and it's just fun and enjoyable, that's something special, right?
It makes you feel like a kid again. You know, there's no power levels. There's no none of that garbage that we've sucked down that rabbit hole for many years.
And I love it.
It's just a great time. Okay, so that ends my choose your own adventure segment, Rob. I'm
I'm glad
gonna
we went in that direction, negativity into the positivity. I think that worked.
yeah, I'm glad you went that route as well. Robert, talking about more, I don't know, negativity. You might call it positivity, but talk to me about Love After World Domination.
It's Power Rangers as a rom-com.
Imagine Jason, the Red Ranger, secretly dating Rita Repulsa behind everyone's back. Anyone who gets that
And them
reference.
never having touched another human before that moment. Like
Wait, really?
hand holding is like this is the first time either of them have held hands, been on a date. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I watched the first episode. It's so dumb.
Oh, it's completely bonkers stupid. It's not like boring. It's like fun enough where I don't care that it's not really doing anything at all. It's incredibly stupid. It doesn't do anything new or shocking, but Power Rangers as a rom-com kind of works.
It's very self-aware also. Like it knows how fucking stupid it is.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely does. And there's been wholesome moments. I mean, not as wholesome as we get from a series like My Dress Up Darling or Call Me, but there's these moments. There's nice wholesome moments.
At the end of the year, I'm gonna be fighting for this thing to die, and it's gonna go all the way to the top 20. I know it.
Yeah, you're gonna want this out like immediately in our anime of the year discussion, and I'm gonna ride it hard into the top 15.
Top 15, Jesus. Could your wife teach this in her English class as a replacement for Romeo and Juliet?
Oh God, no! This is not literature or art or anything close to it. This is smut.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll go into mine, which was I recently watched a few episodes of a older anime called Death Parade. But just Google Death Parade opening. I just want to see if you've heard this before. It's a pretty
Death
popular one.
Parade. OP. Death Parade. OP. It's a jam.
Yeah, it's like super groovy, like this handsome bartender, disco vibes, right?
It doesn't look that old.
It's like early to mid 2000s, I want to say. And I feel like if you've been in the anime community before, you sort of have heard this before. And I've actually had it on my iPod for like 5 to 10 years, something crazy like that. And I was like, oh, you know what? Like I just finished a series. I don't remember what, maybe Vinland Saga. And I was like, let me get something short. And this has been on my to watch list forever. Let me check it out. I'm like expecting this like fun, groovy disco time. It is not that at all. It is like so beautifully animated, but it's a death game and it's terrifying. Basically, like when people die, they show up at this bar, and then based on games that they play, the people at the bar decide whether they get to be reincarnated or if they just their soul gets perished into dust
Oh my
forever.
god.
And
That's intense.
I was like, I wasn't expecting that to happen.
That's kind of hardcore.
This dichotomy, this juxtaposition between this opening and the content has misled me, and I may watch a couple bit more episodes just to test it out a little bit more, but that was quite a shock for me.
I mean, the opening was an absolute jam. So to go from that to death and ceasing to exist is probably, a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it's very mid early 2000s edge. So, I don't know. I might do a little bit more of it just to
Yeah,
give it a
I
talk.
wasn't even really a big fan of that era in general. I feel like we could deem it the Death Note era.
Yeah, something in that ballpark. And Death
Yeah.
Note was relatively tame for that.
And I did like Death Note. I'm not trying to sit here and say I didn't like Death Note, but that's indicative of that mid to late 2000s.
Are we in the smut era right now? What's the era
Oh
that we're
yeah,
in?
no, we're big time in the smut era.
This is your time to shine, right?
Yeah, no, this has been like one of my favorite seasons of anime because we're like just in the year of the smut. We got My Dress Up Darling, we got more Comey, we got more Nagatoro coming, we got
Uzaki.
Power Rangers. It-
How many? This is like last year. I was trying to kill all your Ghibli darlings, which I shouldn't have. But this year, I'm just going to be shooting down all your smut darlings that are rising to like the highest ranks.
oh yeah, this is the year of smut, and I'm here for it.
Okay, Robert. I have seen like the opening for this, and I was so confused when I watched it. Tell us about your boy Kongming.
You see, here's where things are going to get a little bit tricky because here I am about to try to explain to you the premise of a show about an ancient Chinese tactician and the Three Kingdoms, which is apparently a thing
Uh huh.
from the early 200s, correct?
Sounds right to me.
I thought you would know. So we get tactician Kongming from, the era of the Three Kingdoms,
Uh huh.
question mark? And on his deathbed, he wishes to be reborn into a peaceful world, that being modern day Tokyo. Uh, the first scene is him on Halloween, like surrounded by a bunch of freaks, and they think he's just some guy in a Kong Ming costume, and they just start shoving tequila down his throat. And he's having a great time. He ends up hearing this girl singing, and he's touched by her singing, touched by her music, and her music is what will bring peace to the world. And he uses like ancient Chinese strategies in order to promote her, and he's just like kind of her like
Her hype
basically her
man.
manager and hype man, and it's hilarious.
Is it
But also
genuinely
like
good?
it's pretty funny. It's pretty genuine. There's like really nice genuine moments. The music is pretty good, and the music is a focal point. I kind of really enjoy it. Yeah,
Really?
it's solid.
It was one of those premises because I did watch the trailer or whatever, and then I also read the premise, and I was like, this is just so batshit insane. I'm probably not gonna dig into this, but maybe I'll give it a shot.
It's pretty. I think you would enjoy it because there's a lot of like Chinese philosophy that he spews and like just like stratagems that he employs that are so like clearly based on war, but he's doing it to promote a pop singer.
Is he effective or is he just like
Oh no, he's
floundering?
incredibly effective. It's like he is Kong Ming, and like everybody sees that like he's like this uber talented hype man, but he's legitimately like the ancient Chinese tactician, and
That's
he's just
so
like given
funny.
up on like having people believe that he's the real Kongming.
That's really funny. And I'm just so curious how a Japanese person decided to use Kongming. Like, I'm sure he's famous for people who know his history, but like I know the era of the Three Kingdoms a little bit. I've never heard of him.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, I didn't know about the Three Kingdoms or Kongming or anything, but I'm still enjoying it.
Man, amazing.
It's a good time.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm looking forward to it.
I think you'd enjoy it more than the smut of Love After World Domination.
And there's some really good production quality behind it based on the trailer I saw.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, especially with the music.
Okay, cool. Speaking of production quality, let's talk about Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah, that was crazy. I could not believe how good the anime looked for Ippo.
How much do you know about Ippo before we watched it on our hand holding session last week?
All I knew is all I knew is that it was like a 1,000 chapter ongoing series about boxing.
1300, but no one's counting.
Jesus.
So you don't know any of the characters or anything? Have you watched anything more besides that first episode?
Not since, because I got sucked into Kongming.
Kongming or one of the greatest sports animes of all time? There's
Clearly, I chose
Kongming.
Kongming.
Okay. Well, it was funny because this was on the docket before we even watched it that day, and I have recently caught up with the most recent 40 or 50 chapters, and it's been a banger. Like Hajime no Ippo has never been, not never, has not been this good in so long. And for anyone who doesn't know Hajime no Ippo, it's about this kind of shy, timid boy who gets bullied, and then he decides to start boxing, and you kind of over the course of the past 30, maybe 40 years, George George Morikawa, the author, has been drawing Ippo and his rise to like world dominance as a boxer for Japan, and it's still going.
It's got to be 40 years close to at this point, right?
I think he started in the 80s.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
my
like
god.
late 80s, so maybe like 30 something years. And there's a period that was like a really bad lull a few years ago where like he was releasing these like 11-page chapters, and a fight was like as long as Wano, and Ippo had like a little bit hiatus, and like you're kind of watching all these kind of mediocre fighters in the ring instead of him, and it became like a gag comedy manga, which was entertaining, but it was like what the hell happened?
Something's kind of slowed down and changed the pace.
Yeah, it was just like a totally different manga, and then all of a sudden, the last three fights, without getting into spoilers, have just been absolutely insane. Like the art has been so tight, and the fights have been fantastic. Like you don't know who's gonna win every single fight.
Yeah, that's what I've always felt was interesting about Ippo and why I've wanted to get into it is that with boxing, there's not these like life-changing stakes.
Hmm.
So genuinely anyone could win either any of these fights. It's not like, going back to One Piece, we know Luffy's going to get past Kaido.
Yep.
That's just how a plot progression has to work. But with, a series like this, it can be incremental. You don't genuinely know who can win what fight.
Yeah, and the stakes is like you lose, it's sad, but like it's okay. You just get back up again. And unlike high school sports anime, which is probably one of the most dominant types of sports genre, uh, you have your third years who are going to be graduating, so they have to win any elimination match essentially.
Right. Yeah, there's a timeline. There's a set timeline of what needs to transpire. It's either you win or the series ends.
Yeah, it's one of the two. So it's I highly recommend Hajime no Ippo to anyone. I don't think the art is great, but the characters are not pretty. So it's pretty different than what most people are used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a product of the 80s.
Yeah, and the anime, as I've never watched the anime before. We saw it the other day. I'd recommend that as well. It was fantastic. Some of the best animation I've seen in anime in a really long time.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to continue with it now that I'm done with Kongming.
Oh, you finished it?
Well, I'm caught up. It's
Okay,
still ongoing.
okay. Robert, do you know what time it is?
I don't. 4 o'clock.
It is time. It is 4 o'clock. It is time for Robert's S Class Karaoke.
No, it's not. It's never been time for that, and it never will be.
Robert, I'm going to share with you the lyrics to the song you'll be singing today, and I will be
This is
playing the instrumental
this isn't a thing.
to Wind, Naruto Ending 1.
Oh no. This is gonna get offensive.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Why are we doing this?
It's a bit, Rob.
It's a bit. Oh no. Cultivate your hunger for you idealize. Motivate your anger, make them all realize. Climbing the mountain, never coming down. Breaking through the contents, never falling down. I'm done. That's it. It's over. It's like, I don't even have the lyrics in front of me anymore.
Oh
I think the next one is knees still shaking, right guy with 12. Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got it. Oh my god. Thank you for humoring me.
You're doing karaoke next week.
Oh my god. And with that being said, on to
All
video
right.
games. Robert, do you want me to give you a slight reprieve?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, Rob. So I've been playing Ni no Kuni, which is a game that has been animated by Studio Ghibli. The art is
Music is
fantastic.
also Joe
The music,
Hiyashi, right?
yep. So all that stuff, all the surface area stuff, fantastic. It's about a little boy called Ali from England, I presume. He has to save his mom by going into a magical world and saving them because he's the chosen one. This game's so fucking boring.
Oh my god, isn't it the most boring game ever?
I was so excited. Like the reviews are fantastic. The thing that kills me is the first hour is literally a cutscene.
Yeah, it's rough.
Or like there's like a couple of walking areas, but
Yeah.
like it's pretty rough. And
It's not fun. And then when I finally got to the combat, I was like, this combat isn't fun either.
dude, that's what, oh my god, I'm glad you think the same thing. So you get into the magical world, you get into combat, and then you start collecting these like Pokemon type of fellows, and you can switch between yourself who can cast magic and your stupid Pokemon guys, and you're literally just like running around trying not to get hit, or you give the Pokemon guys a command and they're an AI based fight. So you don't even get to like control the little Pokemon bastards to fight the boss.
No, it was a major bummer. I was really excited when I started playing it because it's, all the Studio Ghibli stuff and the music was good and the plot was not really gripping and the gameplay was non-existent and it
H-
it really bummed me out how little it did for me.
How far along did you get in it?
I think I only got about 3 hours in and I was like, "You know what? I got this on sale. I'm not going to waste any more of my time. Sunk cost." That's it.
I'm like 4 hours in, so I'm probably around this. I got like three of those little bastards right now, and I've heard that the longer you go on, the better the game gets. But they're saying like post the 5-10 hour mark is when it starts getting real good. I'm like, maybe I'll put a little bit more time into it because I want to like it. It's so beautiful, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
I
I'm just
do.
like, why couldn't they just turn this into a full blown movie? Like, why can't you just talk about this little boy who's trying to save his mom and goes into a magical world?
Yeah, that would have been fine too, because then I wouldn't have to play a crappy game for 40 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna put in the 40 hours unless they can prove me wrong and really suck me in at a
I'm
certain point.
out. I'm long out. I tried getting into it, I think about 5 or 6 months ago, and it just didn't work out.
I'm trying to look for my game of the year this year because last year I had two, maybe even three games of the year, and then this year I haven't found that guy yet. I found a couple good ones and a couple of fun ones, but nothing special.
I'm gonna be honest. It's probably not gonna be Ni no Kuni at this
It's
point.
not it's not gonna be
No,
Ni no Kuni, but I want to give it a little bit more time.
that's a bummer. That's a major bummer.
Yeah, I got it on
Yeah.
sale as well, so it's like all right, 10-15 bucks down the drain. It's fine. How about you? Talk to me about Lego Star Wars.
I don't know what. Our buddy Ryan was hyping this game up big time, and I thought it looked pretty good too, and it is.
Oh, okay.
It's like really, really fun.
Usually you disagree with our friend Ryan purely out of spite.
Yeah, no, but this game is actually genuinely fun. It goes through all 9 of the Star Wars movies, um, like with like Lego humor and like silliness, so it's not like ultra depressing and violent once you get to Revenge of the Sith or anything. They make it really fun. It's good. The story's fun. It's cute. It's Star Wars. The gameplay is it's simple, but you don't mind because they actually did do a really good job of making all the planets and cities in Star Wars, and there's countless Easter eggs and stuff like that. So if you like Star Wars like I do, well, hate Star Wars like I do slash like Star Wars like I do, it's wonderful.
It's a complex relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
How long is this? If you're going through 9 movies, is speed running it?
I'd say every so far I've done the 3 prequels and A New Hope, so that's 4, and each of them has been around 2.5, 3 hours, which I think is a really fair amount of time. Because if you play through the whole game, that's going to be almost 20 hours.
Okay.
and I think that's definitely fair.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Hell yeah.
Plus, they're only 2 hour, 2.5 hour movies, so how much more could, how much longer could the game be
I
than
don't
the
know.
movie?
I feel like video games know how to stretch things out. Like it's pretty crazy that I used to play 100-hour video games. There's no way I could do that anymore.
You'd be surprised.
Although I did, I'm lying. I plugged 100 hours into like 2 games last year.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been fun. I really like it. I'm still playing it.
Okay, great. In terms of big news, Morgan's breaking news.
Big news, Morgans. Breaking news.
uh, can you give me your best Condor sound?
What's a condor?
Isn't that what he is? That's pretty good.
That was a condor. Maybe. I don't know what a condor looks like or sounds like, but I feel like that would be it.
We only have one piece of news. We did a little bit of searching, but the thing that I found was Spy X Family will be launching its own musical next. And right now they're planning on kicking off in March 2023 and moving across Japan while they do this stage musical. And
All right, we're there.
they're still looking for a live action Anya.
Oh, okay. That's promising for me.
I think you'd fit the job.
Yeah, I just, I have my audition of singing the Naruto end theme. Um, if that's anything to go by, I think I got the part.
I think you might be overqualified after that.
I'd say at the very least, I'm a shoo-in.
If not, Frankie's a good backup option for you.
I feel like I could actually play Frankie pretty well too.
I think you'd actually be a great Frankie. This is exciting. I'd actually watch this if this had subtitles on YouTube or something.
I just I don't understand taking a series with no music and turning it into a musical.
There's like a One Piece and a Bleach and probably a Naruto, almost definitely a Naruto stage play. Have you heard of these?
Yeah, there's stage plays, but stage play is different than musical. Is this a
Oh,
musical or is this a stage play and you just called it the wrong thing?
Spy X Family will be launching its own musical next.
Okay, so you were right. Huh.
I wonder if there are other anime musicals.
I would say there's probably musicals about shows that have, maybe music as a theme or something, but Spy Family has nothing to do with music. That's not like a central theme or important to the concept at all.
I just googled Death Note has a musical.
Okay, well, there goes that. I don't know what goes on in Japan.
Naruto has a stage play. Bleach has a rock musical.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Hunter x Hunter has a musical. One Piece has several stage plays. Haikyuu, Pokemon has a musical.
Yeah, Pokemon had a musical in America.
Oh, what?
Oh my god, you've never seen like footage or anything?
I've never heard of it. No.
Oh, you don't want to look into it.
If we ever make it back to Japan, can we watch a musical next?
That's a great idea. We also need to go to Sumo.
Oh my god, we need to go to Sumo. I've been watching quite a bit of I watched a documentary on the sumo guy who eats
Really?
10,000 calories recently.
That sounds interesting. Send that to me.
And then I discovered he's so happy. He's like 28 or 30 or something like that, and he's so happy and he eats so much. And he's like telling all these guys to drink beer, and he's teaching them sumo in America. And then I found out he died during COVID at like
That
32.
makes sense,
I was so
unfortunately.
heartbroken. He was such like a good soul.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
I'll link that in our Twitter if anyone wants to watch that. It's a good watch.
Probably better than this.
Then these musical? No, I think the Spy Family musical is going to be great.
I don't know. I don't understand turning these things into musicals. Maybe it's just something I can't understand.
It's
But
called Money.
yeah, but like the Disney puts their musicals that are their movies are already musicals. It makes sense to translate those onto Broadway.
Yeah, okay, okay, I see you.
Hunter x Hunter is about ant people murdering humans and eating their insides and transforming into their powers. I don't know how that works as a musical.
Uh, all right. I think we need to watch this in person to really figure it out.
Okay,
All right, we'll put that on our
agreed.
list of things if we ever go back to Japan.
When?
Uh, I'm not gonna tie myself down to any times or dates with that with you
Okay, but we will
specifically.
be going back
I'll definitely be going back, but
together. Yes, with me in tow.
TBD.
TBD.
Okay, Rob, we are into our email section. We
Oh
actually
boy,
we have quite a few.
I
Uh,
somehow doubt that.
you can't see
I
my
don't check the
screen.
email, so there's no way of knowing.
You can't see my screen because I don't know how to use our new technology, but I'm gonna list a couple out for you, and I'll let you pick which one you want to go through
No,
today.
no, go with your gut.
Go with my gut. Okay.
I'm giving it to you.
All right. This one is called Rob or Justin. Hey guys, I had a few questions for the two of you. Who is more likely to get
Oh
in a
no,
fight?
Justin.
I think I want to get in a fight more, but I don't know if I would more likely to be get in a fight.
Who am I fighting?
One of your kids?
Yeah, definitely not that.
I feel like you used to wrestle with your friends.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know, maybe me, maybe me.
No, you're classically trained.
Yeah, but maybe that will prevent me. All right, we'll go with me for now. Sometimes I like look at the street, I size people up. I'm like, man, I would love to kick that guy's ass, and then it evidently doesn't happen. I'd probably get my shit pushed in. So,
Oh, you'd get murdered. Yeah, easily. I think a
okay.
better question would be who would win in a fight between the two of us. The
I,
answer being me.
that was our first email ever, Rob.
That's right.
We talked about I would win in most standard conditions, and you would win if we were in a grocery store.
That's right. Yes, because I fight dirty.
Okay, second question. Who is more likely to watch the anime manga suggested by the other one? It's definitely me.
Uh, I'd say it's about even. I feel like we both actually have respect for each other's opinions.
I
I
think
think I maybe take a little longer to get to it, but I do get to it.
I think I pick up most of the things you drop off. Like I just watched that fucking garbage show, the Power Rangers shit.
You watched an episode.
Yeah, and I watched Dress Up Darling, which I probably wouldn't have under normal circumstances. I watched Uzaki-chan. I think in general I'm probably gonna watch like 70-30 compared to
But
you.
you'll watch stuff that I'm openly telling you is garbage and smut that I just enjoy. I watch things when you say this is genuinely good. You should check this out, and
Have
I
I
do.
have I given you anything recently?
Um, I wouldn't say recently, but we did just watch Ippo together, and I really much enjoyed it, and we'll continue to watch it. Yeah,
Okay. Who is more likely to take longer ordering a meal?
I would say you. I'm always ready to order because I get one of three things: chicken tenders.
Or
Actually, I get chicken tenders, chicken katsu, chicken tenders,
or chicken parm?
or chicken farm. I'm easy.
Yeah, I think I'm the hard one because I see a lot of good choices in Rob's food fear keeps him pretty
Yeah, I know what
simple
I'm
and
getting the
direct.
second I get in there.
He's a decisive man.
Easy.
Who is more likely to get turned into a meme? Probably me. I think it's me.
I think it's already you, based on John mocking your Jujutsu Kaisen video.
Oh my! I guess I am already a meme. Shit. I just feel like my stale personality would makes it more memeable because you're
It's the
so
monotone, yeah.
yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Shit.
Yeah, you're already a meme.
Fucking shit. And finally, who is more likely to be the pirate king?
Okay. I'm more likely to be the Pirate King, but you would be more likely to be the captain who I usurp at the last second to become the king.
I feel like you are somehow our defunct leader, despite having so much hatred pointing at you. But somehow we listen to your suggestions, and I feel like I'm the competent first mate that no one respects, and somehow end up doing all the dirty work. And people are like,
That's
"Yeah, if I really wanted a job to get done, give it to Justin." But like, if he says something,
incredibly accurate.
I'm not gonna listen to him.
But they'll tell me to tell you to get the job done.
Yeah, I don't know how this happens.
I don't, you bring up a very good point. For some reason, despite the fact that people have a lot of strong negative emotions towards me, people look to me the most.
Because he's a good
But
leader.
I then take anything that was expected of me and dump it onto Justin.
I'm the perfect first mate.
Exactly,
Unfortunately.
it works out.
Oh God. All right. Love the podcast. Thanks, Ray. Thank you, Ray. That was a good email.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
Okay, guys. Rob, anything else you want to add for today?
Um, I would say that I will never do karaoke again, and I apologize for my performance.
There's no guarantee of that. We'll see next time. And I guess I just want to throw a little bit of housekeeping things out there. If you guys are subscribed to our channel, you guys know that we usually post a video every Thursday, and then our podcasts are on Mondays. So we're just for life balance issues or concerns, we're gonna switch that all to Thursday and intermingle 2 videos a month and 2 podcasts a month, just to give us a little bit of a break. So we appreciate you
Yeah, I mean,
guys
we're
listening.
30. We got other things going on here.
We got a couple of commitments to take care of, but we're gonna try to up the quality of the stuff we're putting out. So we hope you guys continue to enjoy it, and we appreciate your support. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you'd like to send us an email or ask us any questions, feel free to send us a message at sclasspodcast@gmail.com or shoot us a note over on Twitter or Instagram at sclass_YT. And we'll see you guys next time.